Hey, what's up guys, Exalted here, and in today's video I'm going to be going over how King actually did so well in the World Cup. You guys highly requested this from yesterday's video, you guys absolutely love it, and also I just wanted to say, if you guys want to support me, please use code Exalted in the item shop, I'd really appreciate it. You can also follow me on Twitch, the link will be in the description below. But with that being said, if we take a look at King's World Cup standings, he actually finished off in 4th. He was in 2nd for a very long time, right behind Booga for most of the event, but he actually ended up getting 27 Elim points. He was one of the most aggressive players, and he was very successful at it. If you look at anybody else's points, you can see most of these guys, actually, in fact, nobody actually got 21 Elim points except for Booga had more. 21 Elim points, puts him at above 15th if he didn't get any placement points. And yes, he didn't get that many placement points, only 9. Not that that's not a lot. I mean, he is in the World Cup, but compared to Booga or something, it's not quite as much. But with that being said, let's get straight into how King won $900,000 in the Fortnite World Cup. Alright guys, so if we go ahead and take a look at King's drop spot, he lands at this little fidget spinner near Fatal in between Salty, and he's actually got a super interesting rotation that is super strong. Now, at first glance, it looks like other players kind of wanted to drop with him, but he does end up getting this place to himself. He gets a shotgun, an AR, I'm pretty sure he gets some shadows. So he gets super lucky right off spawn with his drops. Like I said, he's got shadows for late game rotation, he gets some shield, and he gets a shotgun and an AR, which most players ideally would like. Now, after he leaves this area, he does not get to contested. If I pull up the map, he goes from this little fidget spinner, and then he'll go ahead and loot this house, which is uncontested. He'll drop down and make a little triangle here and go loot this broken house. Now, he stays in this similar area. As you can see, no one is even in this area. He's got this whole area to himself. He can farm metal here, he can farm wood here, and then he can go ahead and rotate down to the rock pit, which is right next to him, and max his materials on brick. Now, this is extremely beneficial. He has insane loot right now. He is so set, and he also gets almost max materials, which is absolutely fantastic. But now that I went over his drop spot and why it is so good, I'm gonna go ahead and skip to where he's gotten his loot. He has finished looting, and he starts getting into some fights because he does play very mid and late game aggressive. Something that absolutely blows my mind is how he can get 7 kills, which is more than almost any other player in the game, and he only makes it to top 20 or 25. Not that that's bad, but if you look at someone like Booga's games, most of his kills and most other players' kills come from that top 20 situation. It gets a lot easier to get kills, people are weaker. This is where they practice, that top 20 situation. So the fact that King could still get so many kills and not even make it in any of his games to the top 20 just absolutely blows my mind. It makes me think, how well and how many kills could he have gotten if he was able to make it top 20 every game? I think he would have easily won the entire tournament. But yeah, with that being said, I'm gonna go ahead and skip to where he gets into his first engagement. Alright, so like I said, he's going to go ahead and start maxing his mats here at this brick. He has pretty much 400 of every material except for brick, so he can get a lot here. His loadout is absolutely amazing, except I do want to talk about the medkits in just a second. So if you look on the mini-map, there's a player right next to him. That player was actually inside without breaking the actual, I guess, wall that was hiding. So I think he went up and over and broke his builds, but it definitely took King, and it would have taken anybody by surprise. King does take a lot of damage. Now, the opponent makes a huge mistake right here. You can see King is popping minis, and he lands right next to King, right there in the box, and starts popping minis. What that player could have done is just landed and shot him. King did not know he was there. So that absolutely blows my mind, but GG's to King. He got a little bit lucky to not die there, but he did end up making all the right calls when in this situation. So he's going to go ahead and use his shadows to disengage. Most players are afraid to use their late game rotations, and they'll die because of it. This is the reason why King did not die, but it's also part of a reason why King didn't quite make it as late into that late game. So King is getting stunk out, and like I said, stinks actually sometimes do more damage on this LAN tournament because of a small glitch. He's going to turbo build that wall. Now, on LAN, you can't steal players' walls. Everyone has the exact same ping, and when you're turbo building, it is faster than when you place your first wall. So you will never steal someone's walls, but King will do something very smart right here in just a few seconds. So King gets some nice damage down on the opponent starts to kind of disengage, and King is going to decide to play aggressive here. Now, King knows he can't take walls, so he's going to get multiple walls to one shot right here, which is insanely smart. So he gets that wall, he hits that once, he baits the mini shield, and then he's going to go back, hit that wall, edit, and get a really nice kill. So King knows that he can't take walls because he has the same ping as everyone else. So he takes advantage of that, and he uses different tactics to kind of bait the opponent into holding different things so that he can grab walls when he wants. Great plays by King, but back to the medkit thing. King has 3 medkits, which is very good in this situation where he's in mid game and he has time to pop it. The problem is late game. If you have medkits, you're not going to have time because of Storm to pop it. You're going to be busy rotating. So bandages late game are going to be way better all of the time. But King, honestly, I don't think he's found any bandages, or else I probably assume he would take them for sure. But this also could be part of the reason why he does so well. He's able to heal up to full health. Now, great kill by King. He took that wall, and while that player had placed the ramp, he was actually phasing through it, meaning you can shoot through the ramp. But what's so amazing is King couldn't see the player while he was jumping because the ramp was in the way, but he was still able to perfectly predict and track the player and get a really nice headshot. So GG's to King. I'll be back with you guys for his next kill. Alright, so King is making his rotation into Storm. First circle is about just close, and his second circle is going to start closing soon. He's going a little earlier, but his rotation is very interesting, and I'll go ahead and talk about that a little bit later. But you can see on the map, you see this blue player. His blue player is going to be off to his left right here. King immediately sees him and gets him killed. Now, he killed Sosman, I believe. Sosman was weak, so it took about 3 AR shots, but King's reaction time was absolutely insane. King could barely see him. I don't think Sosman knew that King could see him. Sosman was looking for a snipe, but before Sosman could react to the fact that King actually saw him, he was dead. So insane reaction speed by King. So King's going to go ahead and rotate into circle, but you can see he doesn't really go much further. Obviously, he would like to take that fidget spinner, and he would like to rotate to the center of the map, because like I say in every single one of my videos, if you are in the very center of the map, you will always get the next circle. That is why the majority of players right now are in the middle of the zone. Now, if you see these players right here, there are a ton of players kind of gatekeeping him, preventing him from rotating in, and King deals with this later on very, very well, and I'll go ahead and skip to that in just a second. But for now, you can tell he cannot rotate. These players will absolutely destroy him, especially if he goes to the fidget spinner. There's like 3, 4, 5, 6 players that all would have a great angle. Alright, so as you can see, King is still in the exact same location, and he decides to use a launch pad to launch pad towards the slipstream, go up into the slipstream, and further progress his rotation. Super good play. It was pretty much his only option. He was not afraid to use that launch pad. A lot of players are scared to use those rotation until late game, but do not be scared, because you will not make it to late game if you have to use that and you don't use it. So great plays by King. He's not afraid to use that rotation, and he still has 2 impulse nades. So he made a great rotation. I'm pretty sure he's just barely outside of zone. He can just pretty much walk in. I think he might actually be in zone. I'm not exactly sure. But I'm going to go ahead and skip until late game actually starts. Alright, so King is barely in zone, and he's got to make and plan out his next rotation. So as you can see, he's about right here on the map if you look in the bottom right, and that's pretty much the exact same place that Booga was when we were spectating his game yesterday. So pretty much what he can do is he can just use that impulse nade and get straight to zone just like Booga did. But he's going to go ahead and opt to do something a little differently. He's listening for players, which is hard because remember, this is a LAN. Players will not be able to hear very well at all, and King will take advantage of this. Just like that right there, King gets 91 and he third parties and gets a great kill. He really wants the loot, but it is super risky. A lot of players want the loot. People are looking at the loot because they know players are going to go for it. So he takes a nice little third angle peek to see if there's anyone there, and someone does actually go there, but he does manage to get his hands on some brick. Now, he does find a combat shotgun, which is super huge. Late game combat shotguns are so powerful. You can just spam those things, and you can get tons of kills. So great rotation with that impulse nade. He's going to go ahead and box up here. I believe he is in zone, or he's at least super close, but he only has 49 builds, so he's running a little bit low on mats. Now he's going to play aggressive on this player. Most people don't play aggressive. He's going to take the wall, edit him down into a trap, but sadly he doesn't get the trap kill. But he ends up disengaging this player, but he really wanted that kill. Most players would not have gone aggressive on that. That was absolutely, I want to say, crazy. But then again, King made $900,000. All right, so King's going to start his rotation. He's actually going to jump inside someone's box right there, totally catching that player off guard because, like I said, it's hard to hear. So I'm assuming that player, let alone with the audio issues, I'm assuming that player did not hear King actually breaking his wall or his footsteps. But yeah, King's going to take advantage of that very well, get a really easy kill, and there's those band-aids, 15 band-aids, so he can pop them. Right there, he would not have had time to pop a med kit, but he still got that 15 easy health off. So he has a launch pad. He's going to use this launch pad quickly as rotation. He's going to put a ramp above his head so he doesn't go as high in the air. Super, super good. As these zones are so small, you do not have to go very far at all. It's honestly just stupid sitting in the air and risking getting shot out. He's going to go for, I guess, mid-ground here. Mid-ground is very powerful because depending on the changes in the natural, I guess, ground, you have more mobility, so you don't have to worry about hills and mountains as much. Picks up a really nice kill, great rotation. He pushes forward, boxes up, and then looks back for kills. All the good players do that. Great job. Now that kill, getting those mats, is going to get him back to 200. It actually got him back to 300 mats, but he now has 140 left, and he's going to do something very interesting. When you are low on mats, instead of boxing up like he did and spending 60 mats per box, you can do something like he does right here. You can use pyramids and hide and edit. Now this player is going to shoot him out, and instead of trying to turbo build or choking, he was aware, and he just went straight back for the kill for an insane double kill. So King is obviously a super good player. He's probably going to die here in a second to Epic Whale. Very unfortunate death, as Epic Whale was still in the storm for some reason. But GG's to King, 7 kills. He didn't even make it top 20, which is just mind-blowing. But yeah, when he was getting shot out in that pyramid, instead of choking, instead of trying to run somewhere, he immediately went for shots back and got him an easy kill. And then he was ready from the edit next to him. He is very aware. He doesn't rely on his hearing. He relies on his vision. Very, very good plays by King. Great job. Congrats on the $900,000. And if you guys enjoyed that video, hit that like button if you liked it, hit that sub button if you loved it. And if you guys want me to spectate Epic Whale next time, or maybe Tfue and why Tfue didn't do so well, let me know in the comments. I would love to do so. And yeah, with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out, guys.